Hi, this is the Shepherd, and I'm here talking to Steve Zetro Souza, who was named the Entertainer of the Year by WeLoveMetal.com. So first of all, congratulations, and you had two incredible albums in the same year, extensive touring. Now that you've had time to maybe had time to look back a little bit, can you believe the year that was 2014?
Yeah, I just kind of blew by kind of fast. I mean, it seems like I think the whole world knew that I joined Exodus June 6th, and I mean, we're already into this, next year. We're already into 2015, and I mean, I was so busy with God of the New Centurion at the end of last year when it rolled in and it came out in February, and then we promoted that for a few months, and then all of a sudden, I get called, and I go and do what we all know now is just a great move for everybody. You know what I mean? Myself, and the band, everything. So I'm very fun with that. So a lot of stuff happened in the last, 12 months.
Yeah, I read some commentary dealing with your trip while you were with Exodus on tour, and you had a chance to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame while you were there. Should us metal fans just skip Cleveland and go down to Arlington, Texas, where they're starting a Metal Hall of Fame?
I guess that would be cool. There were some things that I saw there that I really liked. I mean, when they're talking about the beginning of it, and old Beatles stuff, or The Who, or even the Rolling Stones stuff was cool. The whole Elvis thing was great too. The Bruno Mars suit didn't belong there. The Katy Perry dress, and even the stuff from Lady Gaga didn't belong there. Although they call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum, I guess that's how they get away with it. Very proud to see the Metallica exhibit, especially going up to the Bay Area and going up and watching them grow as well. Disappointed not to see anything about Britain there, though. A bit surprised about that. They only really talked about Robert and Jason. So, which were, again, I love both of those guys. And I think they're great quality bass players, both of them, and did monumental stints. I mean, Robert's still doing his, obviously, and Jason was there for a really, really long time. But, I grew up in the Bay Area. I remember especially those first two great Metallica albums, first three. So, I mean, they were really taking off with Master of Puppets when that tragedy came down. So, just a little bit disappointed in that. But I had a good time there. I really did that day. I have a good time.
I saw Exodus.
Don't agree with it all. Don't agree. I have a problem with the voting process and all that. So look at the stuff like Howling Wolf and Etta James, How It Starts. And that's all really cool, And to see all the stuff that's left over, to see like Joe Strummer's lyrics for London Calling, that was great. There's things in there I thought were awesome about it. I mean, the whole idea, because this is what we are, when it comes down to it, you know what I mean? Heavy metal is a faction of rock and roll. And I think that heavy metal is the only real one that's left that holds true to rock and roll, because it's still rebellious. It's still offensive, I guess. When Elvis moved his leg in the beginning, that was offensive. We're still, at least we're offensive. Is there anything offensive about Maroon 5? What makes them rock and roll? You know what I mean? What makes them? What gives them the attitude? What gives music like that moniker? How can they call them that when there's really no attitude there necessarily? It's like no attitude.
Well, I was listening to Venom's new or upcoming album last night. Speaking of things that offend people, it doesn't offend me, but are you a fan of death metal or extreme metal, things like that?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, if it's done well, I don't mind it. I love Channel Force. I love music like that. I listen to Black Dahlia Murder. My kids got me into the Faceless and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely listen to the extremes. The black metal as well, Celtic Frost and the Cradle of Filth type stuff. I think that's done really well. It's kind of cool. So I've always loved Venom. Always have from the beginning. Come on, I'm from that era, So I mean, there was only a few bands at the time. Reprise. Love that crap, man. You kidding me?
We've talked before about your talent for wordplay and lyrical distinction, something you're just so adept at. Do you go to non-metal sources like rap music or Old English literature to hone that skill, or is that just part of your DNA?
I gotta say it's DNA because I do not really listen to rap. The other day I listened to Straight Outta Compton. Cause that's about it. Just the song itself, just to listen to it. But I listen to metal. You know what I mean? I'm a metalhead. I listen to metal. I listen to Saxon Iron Maiden, to Creator, to, Anthrax, to Slayer, to, any of the new bands that are playing out. I love Havoc. I love Municipal Waste. So I got a bunch of stuff that I listen to is pretty much always metal, or hard rock. I'll listen to Thin Lizzy. Love Thin Lizzy. Love old school. Love old school Aerosmith when they were on the drugs making great music. You know what I mean? It's like, God, go back to that if that's what it takes. You know what album I'm talking about? Get Your Wings and Rocks, really cool shit when they were heavy, when there was an attitude there.
Right.
So there's something always with the edge in my car. I'll get in this King Diamond thing where I'll listen to the Merciful Fate of the King for 4 months. You know what I mean? And I get into kicks like that too. I'll put UFO in and just listen to like right now I'm in this Michael Schenker thing. Right, just to listen to One Night Live at Budokan, going back to the UFO he did, going back to the stuff he did at Scorpions. I could really be, I go back and forth. I'll give it a Richie Blackmore kick. What I'll listen to is Rainbow and old school Deep Purple, and so I definitely, it changes, but it's always hard rock or heavy metal. It's,
Yeah. I know you'll be straight with me. I saw you in Hammond, Indiana. I was a little disappointed in the venue and the crowd. I talked to Tom before the show, and he said you guys were in Detroit the night before. And, man, that looked like that was a wild place. Do certain venues in towns just rock harder than other ones?
There were a few through the tour where we all be catering, looking at each other going, yeah, see that one? And we were like, high five. We were on stage, and I'm not going to tease. I'm not going to tell you where, but there was a few of them where we'd be passing the suicidal dressing room, and I'd be going, okay, Mikey, let's see what you got in your tank, bro, because these guys ain't moving to there. Really? Well, yeah, man. I said, yeah, there's a move. And then I'd see, Gary call us. After Slayer I'd say, get Slayer dressing room for drinks. And we go in there, and that'd be like, what the fuck is up with the crowd tonight? And it's like, I don't know. I couldn't get him to do it. I tried to get him to sing, it's like, whoa, crickets. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Some nights they're with you, some nights they're not. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I'll say this. The two most violent nights were the second night in Oakland and the LA Forum. Those were the two most probably really fitting shows, and not because we're from home. It was just those crowds were really psyched up for this big time. And when we hit the stage in Oakland, and we were first band on, they were killing it for Suicidal. They killed it for Slayer. They overkilled it. And then the next time we were in LA at the LA Forum, where Slayer and Suicidal's from. I mean, originally, Tom at that point even says, I used to come here to watch concerts when I was a kid. And I watched the ambulances line up in that fucking place. They were taking them out one by one. Pulling up, putting them like taxis outside the show, man. I shit you not. Because I kept walking by the ramp where load in, obviously it's Forum, so it's got professional, things where you back up the truck, and I swear to God, there's 5, 6 fucking ambulances lined up just waiting. People were actually waiting. And every fucking 5 minutes I'd see one pulling in, pulling somebody out, pulling in, pulling somebody out. Just part of it, man.
Yeah.
Part of it. Brass metal.
Well, that's
9,000 fucking people in the place going fucking 8 shit range with death. You know what I mean? Something to that.
Oh, that's why I'm so proud of when you guys come around into Milwaukee. Like I said, I go to Milwaukee, Chicago, Indiana, Iowa to shows. I know Milwaukee rocks. It's harder than a lot of.
Yeah, Milwaukee's great because you play the Eagles Hall. You know the Eagles Hall. Everybody knows the fucking Eagles Hall. You know, so it's great. They put good, depending on what the size you're doing that year. You could be down in a small room. You could be up in the big room. I played every room there.
Awesome.
You know, so love that place. Milwaukee's always good. Chicago's always good too, though. You know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Some nights you've had too much to drink. I don't know what it is. Smoked. That's how it usually is when you're in Holland. You know, drugs are almost legal there, so those people are whacked out. You got to work fucking out. Oh, but you step 3 feet into Germany, and they're all drug beat the shit out of each other. So it's like, you go from one flavor to the next. You know.
Well, you guys are going to be over in Europe for a little bit, aren't you? In 2015.
Yeah, we got a ton of shit going on. We got a lot of festivals to play, and touring to do. I think a little bit of it with Testament. And we do have some stuff in the States to do with them, I think, as well as Slayer. We're going to do some more stuff with Slayer. It kind of keeps the continuity with Gary staying with us as well, being able to keep that. So that's good. But yeah, next thing we do is Soundwave in Australia, February 18th we leave for that. So that's the next thing that we have to do.
Well, my Christmas wish was, and you might think this is kind of sadistic, but my Christmas wish, metal-wise, was I want to see Hatriot and Exodus on the same bill, maybe a couple bands stuck in the middle to give you a chance to breathe. And, like, I don't know who's in the middle, Revocation, Rivers of Nile, whoever. Now, is that asking way too much out of a vocalist? And, you know, Gary did it playing, but
because, I mean, if you're only going to give me maybe 6 songs of Hatriot, that's practically a little case. I mean, look, you've known Exodus for 30 years, and you just had to go to where you only saw play 6 songs. So it wouldn't be that bad, you know. And then if Exodus did anywhere from, 12 to 14 songs, I can do it. I don't lose my voice. I'm pretty good with that. You know what I mean? And that's been talked about a little bit. We'll see. But if we're not busy in July, I heard something about maybe doing the States with the Haunted. So with Hatriot. So we are. I got to go see what's to do with Exodus first. Exodus obviously is the mothership. I have to find out what's going on with that first.
Sure.
And that is obviously most especially on a very important tour now for a great record that everybody in the band really kicked ass on this one. And so, supporting this album is, keeping is a focus, as well as writing new Hatriot. I've just written 3 songs lyrically for 3 of 5 songs that are finished. So, new Hatriot's coming either way.
When we talked last time, I asked you what your favorite song off Blood In, Blood Out was, and I know sometimes as a fan, and I know you're a big fan, obviously, our taste change after you get 2, 3, 4 months within an album. Maybe it's BTK 1 month, and maybe the next month it's Honor Killings. And you had said you really like Numb. Is Numb still something from Blood In, Blood Out that really is endearing to you?
Still, Numb and Collateral Damage.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing you guys did I really liked, and I talked to Tom about this as well, was when you guys asked us fans on the internet, what do you want to hear when we come to in concert? And Tom's answer was, there was no consensus because there was so many answers that were different. People are just digging different things off Blood In, Blood Out. Is that how you're seeing it?
I think, yeah, and I mean, we did have a band discussion just the other day, and everybody's really pumping into playing a lot more, like, 6 songs off the album, you know what I mean, when we go live, and then, so that means killing a lot of other stuff, but we just feel so strongly about Blood In, Blood Out, so I think that's going to be coming. But, it's funny, I saw a text message from Gary the other day to me. He said, Zetro, let's play Force to Happen in Japan, and we have played Force to Happen over 20 years.
Wow.
Longer than that. But who knows what's going to happen? It'll be surprises for all of us.
That's great. That's fun for us, too, obviously, as fans. If you could answer this question in 2 ways, one is a musician and one is a man, what do you want your legacy to be?
Already got that, I think. I mean, I'm pretty much nailed for being one of the innovators of a sound of the type of music that's really appreciated by so many different types of that sort of music, if that makes any sense. There's factions of heavy metal that got their kicks from listening to thrash metal, and there's thrash metal in everything if you listen to it now, especially if you want to speed it up. Yeah, it's just the way you go. You go for that beat, you go for that guitar chunk, you go for that quick vocal. I think as well as us taking the forms of, like, say, the philosophy of punk and but also the intricacies of, like, say, new wave of British heavy metal, and we took that, and that's how we created it. So I think I'm very fortunate in being identified as being one of the innovators, and I think that's all you can really ask for, as to be remembered as, what I mean, not for necessarily a song or a word you wrote, just for basically, being a piece of the genre that helped to make that made a movement. So that was just a big part of something, and I think that's to me that is the final countdown.
Do you ever have time to spend, like, real quality time with the guys from Overkill, seeing us out there across the states versus, Death Angel and so many others are in the Bay Area? Do you get to be with those guys? I know you guys must appreciate each other's work.
Definitely, and actually we're doing Thrash Domination together in Japan in March. So I will see those guys for a couple of days, and I can't wait to spend, we see Bobby and Dee. I don't really know the other guys because I haven't been there for the time that those three have been playing with them, and we never crossed paths between the Temple of the Damned here, so it's been quite some time since I've actually seen them. I was kind of like the same way we did in July. We did Kirk Hammett's the Fear Factory thing down at Comic-Con. The Fear Factory does, and I hadn't seen Kirk and Robert in over 20 years, so it was kind of cool. It was kind of great to sit and talk and kind of catch up and, what's been going on. Obviously, I know what's going on with them. It's great to be back. It's great to see all these people that, I remember that we were all there when we were just kids, and we were 21 and 22 years old. Now we're 50 and 51 years old. It's kind of special.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's in the Super Bowl in Zetro's mind?
We'll see how they play. This weekend's going to tell you a lot of things because everybody has to play. But I think it's going to go back to the NFC. I think if the Seahawks play their game, then they're going to go back and they're going to do it again. You know what I mean? But the AFC's going to have to put up a fight. We'll see. That's it. Brady, I don't think Manning's going to be like, he gets too tired. I think he runs out of gaps, and I think he's already out of gaps this year. We'll see. Defense wins Super Bowls. You know what they say? Defense wins Super Bowls. It's not going to be the fucking Raiders, so damn it. We can sit there and watch it and enjoy it. Get drunk through it, I guess.
Well, when I talked to Tom, like I told you before that Hammond show, we were razzing each other a little bit about sports, and I said, tomorrow, I said that day, I said, tomorrow the Raiders play the 49ers, the Raiders probably have a chance to win that. And he's like, I don't know about that. And then sure enough, the Raiders beat the 49ers, so I kind of thought.
Oh, I know, and they were all, because Gary's Cab, him and I are the only two Raider fans on that fucking bus. And they're all Jack, Lee, Gary, Tom, they're all fucking Niner fans. So, and boy, their season and like shit, they were no better than us. You know what I mean? It's a big fucking deal.
Awesome. Well, we'll let you go here. Thanks so much for your time.